Contrary to popular belief, the variety of beings one finds in the spirit world is nearly as rich as the variety of beings in the material world, even though all of these beings are often erroneously clumped together and called quote-unquote spirits. Just like those who inhabit the material plane, the inhabitants of the spirit world can fall into general categories. I will use this blanket label spirits too, although it doesn't do justice to the variety of beings in the other realms. As for the categories themselves, the first is elementals, the second is spirits or astral spirits, the third is demons, the fourth is larvae, and the last is angels. Elementals are those who, unlike many spirits, have etheric bodies. These etheric bodies allow them to interact with the material world by their own volition. The occult recognizes 5 elements: fire, water, air, earth, and spirit. Occultists recognize 4 types of elementals, and each type is assigned an element: undines, salamanders, sylphs, and gnomes. Undines are elementals of the element water. They are graceful, sensual, often pale, and prefer the female form, and water in habitation. Salamanders, associated with the element fire, are known for being emotionally unstable. Their actions are rapid and explosive. When conjured, a salamander may prefer to arrive as a male with glowing eyes. Sylphs, the elementals of air, are intelligent, subtle, and, like salamanders, make rapid movements. Gnomes are the elementals associated with the element earth. These beings are said to live underground and in caves. Contrary to popular folklore, gnomes are not short, funny little men. They can be overly emotional and even dangerous. They are often more quote-unquote solid than the other types of elementals, and may often arrive with dark hair, dark eyes, and olive-colored skin. The quote-unquote standard spirit has only an astral form, but no etheric or physical body. These types of beings may not operate in our world at all without possessing a living creature. Only by plugging into a living being may they have any experiences of or gain any pleasure from our world. Many spirits are described as moving back and forth between the material and astral planes, but direct contact between these entities and human beings usually happens in dreams. It is believed by many members of the occult and the members of Islam that each human being is assigned both a demonic counterpart and an angelic counterpart. Spirits of this kind, those assigned to you at birth, are often called tutelary spirits. It is true, however, that all humans are subject to the whisperings of not only their own demon, but demons and spirits who roam freely. After a vampiric spirit latches onto a human, they become increasingly difficult to remove. The spirit will feed from the negative thoughts of the individual and continue to further induce the very thoughts that feed it. Many of the worst, most inhumane crimes ever committed were likely to be the result of possession from a demonic spirit. In fact, these spirits are responsible for most people's most horrid acts, including yourself. When possessing a human, the spirit may enjoy all strong sensations, even pain, and this probably explains the self-destructive natures of those who are under possession. People who have been labeled crazy are often seen talking to themselves and interacting with a seemingly fictitious world, but it is indeed a mistake to assume that these people are responding to a completely non-existent forms. There could very well be someone, or something, on the other end of that conversation. Some people are under strong influence of negative spirits, while other people may be extremely psychic, but for either grouping, the results are the same: insanity. A possessing spirit may be starved by controlling the thoughts that feed it, in which case the spirit will detach from the individual and go find sustenance elsewhere. In other cases, the spirit must be exorcised. Spirits exist in a hierarchy, and consequently, those conducting the exorcism usually call upon the names of God or entities superior to the possessing spirit to drive away the pest. The spirit may be cast out during the exorcism, or may be confined to an object, which is to be discarded. Do not make the amateur's mistake of associating the inhabitants of the spirit or astral world with the afterlife of human beings. The entities that reside in the astral plane are not human, and probably never were. Simply put, these entities have nothing to do with your dead grandma. Although many people imagine spirits as extremely concerned with the activities of humans, in truth, many spirits are indifferent to humans. Spirits and elementals see the earth as a three-dimensional living environment, and as a result, many spirits live beneath the ground, in the air, in the waters and oceans, and in the wooded areas. What's more is that many of these beings will usually choose to live away from high concentrations of humans and may be inclined to inhabit deserted regions. Only a small percentage of elementals and spirits choose urban habitations. Spirits are subject to the will of man by the working of magic, but they still have individual personalities and share the same palette of emotions humans have. Spirits share many of our emotions, but so do many animals of the material plane. Although their emotions are often similar to people, the intellect of a spirit is, on the average, beneath a human's. Some spirits have intellect that is above and beyond the mind of a man, but most are as intelligent as the higher orders of the animal kingdom. Other spirits may not be sentient and may have no true will of their own, but may simply be collections or concentrations of spiritual energy. There are physical effects that can be associated with the presence of a spirit. The individual may feel a tingling at the back of their neck, their fingertips, and toes. It may also include the sensation of spider webs being laid across the skin, or cold breezes gracing the flesh. Those in the presence of a spirit may have a general feeling of not being alone, or being watched, perhaps sensing an upsurge of emotions like joy or fear. Many quote-unquote ghost hunters claim that spirits, perhaps more likely elementals, produce a slight magnetic field when they're present, and produce fluctuations in magnetic fields as they pass. It is also often reported that they can use microphones to produce noise they otherwise would not be able to indulge the ears of those present with. If our eyes were sensitive to the spirit world, we would see orbs and shadows moving about our homes countless times in a single day. Some objects, which we know to be inanimate, may even appear alive. This spiritual traffic is quite normal and usually not harmful. The possible psychological effects on those who are sensitive to the spirit world, and a world of those who aren't, could be crippling, and those sensitive people who cannot reconcile the material and spirit worlds are more readily labeled insane. Cats, and a few other animals, could see more of the spirit world, and you may find them transfixed by seemingly empty space. This quote-unquote empty space may only be empty in our eyes, whereas the cat may be observing the comings and goings of a spirit. Most intelligent spirits are associated with the 5 elements, the 7 planets, or the Qliphoth. They are considered elementals if associated with the 5 elements. They are called spirits and intelligences if they are associated with the 7 planets, and spirits associated with the Qliphoth are exclusively demonic. According to Kabbalistic teachings, the Qliphoth is essentially the Averse universe. This is a mirror image of the celestial universe, an anti-universe, if you will. The Kabbalistic tree of life represents the celestial realms, while the tree of knowledge of good and evil represents the Qliphoth, this anti-universe. If you recall, these are the 2 trees Adam and Eve encountered in the Garden of Eden. The demons, or Qliphothic spirits, represent another classification of spirits. The word demon has come to mean any negative spirit which is hostile to mankind. These beings are extremely chaotic and may not always have a conception of the consequences of their actions. Demons are adverse to humans and are either in the Qliphoth or roaming the earth, feeding from life